MCOC AlBundyRules, everybody. Got a little video on some of my personal favorites. So before we even get into this, make sure we understand these are my personal favorites. I'm not saying they're the best. I'm also going off of non-suicides. There would be a lot of differences, and maybe I'll do a favorites with suicides later down the road. This is not that. So based on non-suicide masteries, based on champs in which I have, these are my five favorites. So with that being said, I'm going to start out with a few little clips of each of these champs, and then I'll show you some overall sustainability. So we're seeing Dr. Voodoo was first up here. He starts the fight with regeneration. We'll see mine last longer than yours possibly might, depending on it, mainly because mine has a max sig, which keeps his abilities going longer, which in this case will include the regeneration. So we'll see on average, it will take mine at very low health 3 to 4 fights to go from very low health to max health. Is something we will notice. You will see the rate it's going. We're seeing currently at 186 regeneration a tick. I love Dr. Voodoo's actually my go-to Alliance Quest champ. With regardless of map, because he's just so sustainable. My biggest complaint about switching to Suicide Mastery sometimes is it takes away his sustainability for specifically AQ or some other questing as well. Otherwise, you're almost always going to see him in my AQ team when I don't have Suicide Masteries on. He can sustain decent health with Suicide Masteries on. Unfortunately, he just isn't going to have that quick to heal. There'll be times I'll use a level 1 2% 350 health and be up to max health again in a few fights. And that is why I love Dr. Voodoo. You can make mistakes. You can just take some hits. You can play very chill and not worry about it. Next up on this list, and this is no specific order, again, my personal favorites on this, we're going to see Claire. Claire is somebody who is probably my at least maybe my number one or number two favorite with Suicides On. She's still in my top five with Suicides On. She's probably the only one in this group who I guarantee would be in my favorites with Suicide Masteries On as well. In fact, she's even better with Suicides On. But anyways, with her, you will see you can gain a lot of regeneration. She does higher damage with Suicide, so she can actually get health much quicker, which is why I like her even more so with Suicides On. He's actually probably my favorite Mystic in the whole game with Suicides On, including Overdoom. With Suicides Off, that changes. But we will see how easy it is. And the good thing about Black Widow, unlike Dr. Voodoo, who only gets that regeneration at the beginning of the fight, so it could take several fights to rebuild, you can get her from 1% to 100% in the same fight, depending on how you fight, and depending on how long the fight is, of course, as well. So, we'll see in the specific clip, I'm going to build her up nice and high with not a whole lot of effort. So we saw some quick little chunks if you just need a quick little regeneration at the beginning of my little batch on Claire. Here in this specific fight, you're seeing me specifically focusing on going from low health to high health. So you can see how much you can really do with her, which makes her such a great champ. You can get her all the way up to 100%. And you can switch her abilities to power control or the Inferno if need be to for higher damage. But for straight regeneration, she is amazing at that point. Third up on my list now, once you know specific order, is going to be Blade. And you're going to see a few little clips with me just getting some quick batches of health. We're seeing 724 a tick. My Blade is max. He needs to be awoken to have his regeneration. With Max Sig, you'll see him getting health very quickly. I mean, his regeneration is outgoing block damage rather easily for a lot of fights. The only negative part on Blade's regeneration is the fact he can't go past 71%. So we will see it cap off at 71 and then it stops. Ghost Rider. but it was super quick. Ghost Rider just did a 4-minute tutorial on Ghost Rider not long ago. In fact, most of the champs you see in this video, I've done some kind of videos or tutorials on recently. If you wanted to learn more play video, my most recent one with Ghost Rider, I believe I released that yesterday. So you'll see in chunks. The trick on Ghost Rider to make his regeneration this good is to get other judgments on hand before. Earlier judgments will expire quick, so if you put in 2, 3, 4 judgments before the regeneration, you're going to get very long regeneration, as we're seeing right there. Ghost Rider's another one. You could get him from like 2% health to 100% health by the end of the fight, rather effortlessly almost, with some decent play anyway. So, and you will see some big chunks. Downside of Ghost Rider is he's not the hardest hitter, but with sustainability like this, if the fights go a little bit longer, it's not going to be a major deal. So in this specific fight, I just wanted to specifically show you how we can get and how you can reactivate it as well. So start off with very low health in this fight. Eventually, I am going to run out of time, but I want to go for full regeneration. So, as I explained in my 4-minute Ghost Rider tutorial, you can reset these. If I was just to try to reset that judgment to do more regeneration without doing an S3, it does not work. I do that S3. Once my S3 expires, it's going to reset them. So we're going to see. Right now, I can't do any more regeneration. I can't get any more judgments. I got to wait for that 6 up there. I got all 6 of them. I got to wait for it to reset. Again, if you're not sure what I'm doing, I heavily recommend watching my 4-minute Ghost Rider tutorial that I uploaded yesterday. It will explain how to make him so extremely sustainable. So I just put my first judgment on, I put my second judgment on, I put my third judgment. I put 3 judgments on that quick after the reset, after that S3 was done. So now I still want to get more health. So what I'm going to do is put on my 4th judgment so I can get a good long period of time regeneration. Once again, the more judgments I got, the better I got. So I got just activated my regeneration there. And now I'm going to hit 100 super easy with time to spare. I can just keep going. I can take a bunch of hits at this point if I want. So I still got half my regeneration left when I hit 100. Alright, now for those who don't know, I love my Venom the Duck. So right here specifically, this was actually taken out of a AQ map 6. This one as well. So we will see I started off on purpose very low health, took some hits. So you could see how quick I got full regeneration banked here. You can go as many as 10 if you want, but keep in mind they take 10% off per of the same buff with Venom the Duck. I have a 4-minute tutorial on Venom the Duck too, if you're interested in learning how to use them and how to easily bank his buffs. But eat with full regeneration, you see how quick that's going on up right there. For the average fight, 2 or 3 is pretty good for your average stuff. If I'm running Venom the Duck with suicides, I might go as high as 4 or 5. If I just want to do a couple extras, so be it. And here we're seeing I have 3 regeneration. We'll see I'm getting 683 a tick. Look at that regeneration. Hope you enjoy this video. Hope it helped you. Don't forget to click that link on the top left and subscribe. Thanks for watching.